Welcome back YouTube, Nocturnal Duck here with another deck tech, and today I have Animator Creator. This is my favourite one, I think. Alright, so we're back with a hammer build. This is a little cheating way of getting the hammer out. Basically the way I do it is turn 1 hammer, turn 2 ancestral blade or mask, which is a creature with equipment already attached. Turn 3 Shahili, turn the mask or the blade into a copy of the hammer. So turn 3 we swing with either 11-11 or 12-12. Turn 4 we play a crash through, draw a card and swing with 11-11 or 12-12 with trample, which is just right. We have our callous missile. This is going to get a blocker out of the way, or bounce a mask back, leaving the token and playing it again and leaving another token. So we can fill our board with sort of 1-1 dudes and have substantial blockers, or volume of them, from 1 creature to 3. Pretty consistently. Another way is with Skilled Animator, same deal. If you've got a blade or a mask out, drop the animator and turn the mask or the blade into 5-5, leaving the token behind. So you have, and you can attack with that 5-5 at that turn. So you can fill your board from 1 to 3 pretty easy, and just, all of a sudden you've got the blockers. Museum Tank, this is my favourite. This is just, has to be in all of my decks that have red. Basically, he sits off to the side and only comes into play when we play a non-creature spell. And if you've been paying attention, I only have 4 creature spells. I only have 4 creatures in the deck. So the fact that you can get 3 creatures out or swing with a 12-12 is, I think, just impressive, considering there's only 4. But the tank is that sort of backup, you know, so he'll sit there, we'll cast, say, a hammer, and he'll turn it into a 4-3. You cast a Callous Dismissal, getting a blocker out of the way, 5-4, and then you swing. And if they've got any other little blockers, it's got Trample. Trample is quite significant if you've gotten a hammer attack through already, and if you've got 2 tanks with Trample, it's even more. So how can we have 2 tanks? Well, you can cast 2, but it's a bit slow, or you can make a second copy with Shahili. You can just turn a mask or turn a token that she creates into one, and then play a hammer and have 2 tanks. So she's sort of our little cheat machine, and she does a good job of it. The wand, this is the real reason that I wanted to run the Skilled Animator in the first place. So when it leaves the battlefield, 5 damage to any target. So if we turn it into a 5-5 and block with it, they probably won't swing, you know. On top of that, we can have it animated, attach a mask to it, and sacrifice it that way. Or Goblin Barrage, and this is just amazing, because it doesn't need to be a creature for this to happen, but you can kick this and sacrifice an artifact. And if you're targeting your wand, you're going to do 9 damage to face, 4 damage to a creature or planeswalker, so it's just a massively solid hit. And if you've got it as a 5-5 and you swing, and somehow it gets through, either they let it through or you give it trample, and then your Goblin Barrages, it's, you know, maximum. Like, that is one big solid hit, plus you've got the potential of the hammer hit prior to that, and potential of even having 2 tanks swinging at the same time, you know, as you're doing that 9 damage. So you'll have this ability to have a deck with only up to 4 cast creatures and spells and such, but you can create a pseudo Golter, you can create a couple of tokens, you know, you can have a sacrifice of an artifact to just win the game, you know. So there's things that just happen in this deck pretty constantly. The tie-in Khan, we all know why he's in here. You can obviously go digging in our sideboard and get our the last copy of our blade or mask or wand or tank, but his +1, which nobody's doing, will activate or animate our wand. So this will become 3-3, and stick around until your next turn. So he's a pretty good blocker for Khan. So if you've got Khan and the wand, or sorry, you get the wand down and you play Khan, you make the wand a perfect blocker. Khan's going to stick around a lot longer than you're used to, and maximising that sort of toolbox digging from him. Yeah, I just feel like they really handshaky throughout the whole game. So, and the other ability of 3 and tapping it is kind of expensive, but you will do it occasionally to get rid of a Risenry for a 2-1 flyer or something like that. So it is a little bit more of removal-ish for us, not that we really want to play that much like that. The tank also, you can just crew it with any one of your tokens, so that's also a good blocker. That's another thing. So what is Khan going to dig for? We have our other copy of Ancestral Blade, Mask, Tank, and the Wand. But we have our Silent Submersible. This thing is too sort of dedicated to blue to be in the main deck. And plus it's only really card draw that you're getting from it, which is good, but we don't really need to be trying to get card draw on turn 3. It's nice, but it's, I think we're taking pieces of the plan away to try and dig for other pieces of the plan, So having it in the sideboard, late game you can guarantee to have the blue mana in the first place, and the way we sort of get into minus the crew is Animator with Khan or the Skilled Animator, copying it with Shahili as well, those kind of things. You can sort of run multitudes of shenanigans. Transmogrifying Wand here is for another removal, just to extend our removal a little bit. The 2/4 Oxes we're not worried about. Golden Guardian, this is jank, beautiful, beautiful jank. Basically 4 mana for 4/4 defender. Can't attack with him. He seems a little bit sort of weak sauce, but for me the way that I've used him in the past is in their turn, if they're going to kill him, you just run him into one of your creatures, which for us we don't mind losing, right? It could be just a Callous Dismissal token or a Mask or something like that. We don't mind running it into there to get the value from it. So if they're going to kill it and you just make it attack a token, it's going to trigger. So as long as it attacks a creature you control and dies in the same turn that it attacks that creature, it will flip. And when it flips, it's 2 mana. It will give you 2 mana of any colour. We don't necessarily need that. It can ramp us a bit late game, but realistically it's the 4/4 columns we get at the end of every one of their turns, and when they see that starting to happen, they kind of scoot. Mystic Forge, I'm going to put a second one in here in case they get rid of it somehow, but I like the idea of it being being able to put all of the pieces out potentially in one sweep. And I don't have it in the main board because on turn 4 I don't want to hold it. I feel like if you played it on turn 4, it does set up the future plays, but you're kind of just looking at the top card of your library, and that's your play for the turn. When you could be doing something like swinging with a 12/12 instead, I think this is better reserved for when you have enough mana to play it and then start slinging some of these artifacts off the top. So I've got the 2 in the sideboard for sort of late game, pushing of the button, making it speed up a bit. Pat Matcha, our rabbit catcher. He is holding a little rabbit. He got a rabbit for you. He's just pseudo card draw, I guess. Any piece that you already have down, any card that's on the battlefield that you own, you play him and he'll dig for a copy of it. So his job's done straight away, and you can Goblin Barrage and do the damage that way, or have a blocker or whatnot. You can Skilled Animator him and he becomes a 5/5 as well. But, realistically he's just in there so we can go and get another card if it's about to die, or, another tank or a hammer or whatever we may need at the time. He just is a bit more sort of a bridging card like Karna acts as. Godfather Statue. This thing is just to gum up after turn 6, just to slow them down, let us start, stabilising our side a bit. But he's also going to do that chip damage, and that's kind of important when it comes down to the fact that We could have been swinging with hammer guys. We could have been swinging with trample tanks, and this just inches them further and further that those trample cards are dangerous at some point in the game. And also, you can animate it with Khan's +1 and turn it to a 6/6, and that's a good blocker to stick around, you know. So there's a couple of little loops and shenanigans and whatnot. Our little animator creator. So let's get in and have a game, shall we? Yeah, so I've been doing some studio upgrades. The studio's set up, but my green screen is still working the kinks out, so if you can just bear with my little 80s cartoon line. Alright. Ooh. I just need the hammer. Turn one hammer, we could have... I do have 4 copies of the hammer for that reason. My paint lands always come out together. Okay. Are we gonna get a... wonder if he's gonna shock. Wonder if he's gonna shock my dude. Alright, buddy. Is he gonna survive? So he's got the calamity, so he's not gonna attack. Not gonna. That's right. Yes, you can have them. Are you going to shock my dude? Don't shock him. What's he... you know, just attack. It looks like he does have a shock in hand. So when he sees the Shahili hit the deck, he's going to remove it. Close, buddy. We'll get another one down. And that saves us the 2 life, I guess. So, I'm surprised he did that. I thought he would have just attacked and got the calamity trigger and hoped I blocked, right? Wow. I think he knows what I'm trying to do with this. We'll skilled animator a mask and swing with a 5 next turn. Ooh, that's a better target for it. I just feel like we can't do that play backwards, you know, we can't not target the wand. Oh, that's a bit hefty. 6 damage. So he's got another 6 in here. So we could get another 5 in. Alright. Take it, take it. Oh my god. Oh. I don't think he expected that. Two damage, yeah. Come on, it's not recognizing that I'm clicking it. There we go. Now you're gonna shock him or something? No. Yeah, I think this is gonna win us the game, right? Unless he's got a... well, he's got nothing in hand. Alright, so we nearly got the hammer on turn 3 or 4 or something. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to do longer videos than this. Ooh, money! Um, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it at that so I can get on to some doing some other videos. I've got to earn some gems so I can do some constructed events and some ranked drafts and stuff, because that's what I want to put some different content up besides just my deck techs. I do have a lot of decks to do, so I really am quite stoked to, finally be set up to the point where I can be rolling them out. And I'm just going to say it again, but my plan is to just utilize this first 2 weeks to a month of my content just being pretty much pumping out every day. I'm just going to put a video out every single day, maybe more, just so I can get some good habits, start getting my content sharper, fuel my channel, and just have some good stuff for you guys. I want you guys to sort of give me as much feedback, tell me what you guys want from the channel, any way that I can improve. I know my microphone and my audio has been an issue in the past, like the audio from the game even, so I have a microphone ordered, so in that sense I will have improvements in the next week on top of the ones I already have. So really appreciate you guys coming by and checking this out. I hope you like the deck and have a build, have a play. Seriously, it's really enjoyable. You're at the mercy of their plan too with what they're doing, but you do have a couple of options of removal, and you potentially become the aggressor. Like they want to hold back blockers because you're doing so much damage. So that was my plan instead of putting removal in. But if you feel like you want to tweak it and put some shocks and lightning strikes and just give yourself that early game life so you're still around, yeah, feel free and tell me how it goes. Like I really would be interested in making adjustments to it. But yeah, thanks again, Nocturnal Duck. We'll see you next time.